Time now for Options Insight. I'm Abigail Doolittle. Joining me from the CBOE in Chicago is Scott Bauer of Prosper Trading Academy. Scott, happy Monday, and thanks for joining us. You know, and Scott, when we do the math, the S&P 500 right now up about 20% from the December low after falling about 20% in the fourth quarter, still below the all-time high. A lot of traders do say the best rallies come in a bear market. Are we in a bear market, or is this the beginning? Some are even saying this is the beginning of a new bull market. What do you think is going on here?
I wouldn't necessarily call it a bear market. I do think the economic fundamentals underpinning what we see here are actually pretty good. That being said, I think we have come too far too quickly. I wouldn't mind seeing a little bit of a pullback. I'm not saying we need a 5 or 10% pullback. I'd like to get a little pullback, get some stability, and then start grinding higher from there.
So relative to trade and the possibility that maybe a trade deal does get done between the U.S. and China, some traders talking about the idea it could be a sell the news event. You're talking about weakness. I look at the range between 28 and 2,600 on the S&P 500. Do you think 2,600 is a possibility? And do you think that the trade deal, possible trade deal, would be sell the news?
You know, I do think there is a lot of it that is baked into the market right now. I'm not sure how much higher we go just based on trade, but there's so many other geopolitical events still out there. We're almost through earnings season right now. I'd love to see, I don't know whether it's 26, but 2650 or so. I'd love to see that level to start putting capital back to work.
You'd see that as a viable bottom. What about the Fed? Tomorrow, Fed Chair Jerome Powell will be testifying before Congress tomorrow and Wednesday. Anything you want to hear?
I think we're going to hear exactly what we've heard over the last 3-4 weeks or so, that we'll continue to monitor the situation. We're not looking to raise rates anytime soon. There's still some economic weakness globally, and we'll continue to monitor. I don't see any change whatsoever.
Okay, so from the macro to the micro, let's talk about your trade idea on Etsy. Definitely a fun stock to talk about.
Absolutely, and this stock has been off to the races. They actually analysts have increased earnings estimates. There's some very, very bullish technical indicators, and I love the upside here. The market makers are expecting a move of about $9 in this stock. Now, that's one way or the other. To the upside, that target's about 65. So I'm actually going out well over a month, Abigail, and I want to buy the April 65 calls. But to finance that purchase, I'm actually going to sell the March 65 calls against them to just lower my total debit in the trade. So I love this. The other thing here, there's so much premium in the March 65 calls because they're trading at an implied volatility of about 30 points higher than the April 65 calls, and that's all due because of the earnings report today. But I really like the upside here. I'm buying myself a lot of time, and again, I'm financing the purchase of my April calls by selling the March 65 calls.
Scott Bauer at the CBOE, wanting to see stocks pull back a little bit for a viable bottom, but Etsy, you like it now. Thank you so much for joining us. Caroline and Scarlett, back to you.
Thank you.